Welcome to The Daily. It's Monday, July 11th with Simon Borg. I'm Jason Segini. We have to start with the big news from yesterday, and that was the U.S. women's national team. What a game it was against Brazil. Only 90 seconds into the game, the U.S. is up 1-0, but Simon, from there, things got a little dicey.
And you knew that Marta and Brazil would come back into this somehow. It happens through a penalty kick, controversial one, in which Rachel Bueller is sent off. So U.S. down to 10 players, and Brazil missing the first kick. Hope Solo saves it, but then the Australian referee makes them retake it. Marta steps up for this one, puts it away, and then Marta strikes again in extra time. And when she put that second one away for Brazil, you really felt that the U.S. really had no chance in this.
Yeah, but as they kept playing, the U.S. kept fighting, kept scratching. They actually had a lot of the ball considering they were playing with only 10 players. And then comes the big moment. It was Megan Rapinoe with the cross to Abby Wambach. Wambach puts it in. What a dramatic goal. Similar to Landon Donovan's goal against Algeria. Obviously, it only tied it, but it sent it to PKs. And from there, I think, Simon, if you're a U.S. fan, you had confidence.
No, and then going into penalty kicks, they have the upper hand. You felt the momentum going their way. Regardless, Hope Solo, who made a save during the regulation, she comes up with the one save that was necessary to put this one away. Now the U.S. faces France, very winnable game on Wednesday, and with the sensation this has created, you got to believe millions will be tuning into that one, 11:30 on ESPN.
Yeah, what a game it was. ESPN replayed the game at night. It was so good. We're going to move on to another game from yesterday. The drama didn't really end with the U.S. women's national team. Portland hosted Seattle later that afternoon. Seattle, though, gets the victory 3-2. What a game it was, Simon.
Absolutely. Portland going up twice in this game. 1-0 and 2-1. Seattle fighting back. The mental fortitude of this team. Everyone's talking about it. But the storyline for Seattle, Freddie Montero is back now. He is attacking the ball. He's concentrated. He's working extra during a game. So for Portland Timbers fans, not only Seattle comes away with a win, but they resurrected their star player who seemed down and out.
All right, also in the West, this maybe was a bigger game on Saturday. Real Salt Lake was hosting FC Dallas, and for Real Salt Lake to get a 2-0 victory here, very big for that club.
Big win on paper. Don't let the result fool you, though, because this was a very even game. These two teams will be in it for the long haul. RSL needed a gaffe by Kevin Hartman, a rare one. He's usually reliable. Once they got that goal, FC Dallas did create opportunities to equalize, couldn't do it. RSL, major win.
Both those teams chasing LA like they have been all season, and the Galaxy get another win 2-1 over the Chicago Fire.
Any team chasing LA has to be a little discouraged. LA continuing to rack up the points, even perhaps when they don't deserve so. Chicago, the better team in this one, but set pieces again, the difference for LA. David Beckham coming through, including on the game-winning goal, a corner kick that somehow scoots through and makes it in. That's making the rounds of highlight reels around the world.
All right, well, from the leaders in the West to the leaders in the East, the New York Red Bulls were hosting their rivals, DC United, and who but Dwayne De Rosario was going to come through in this game. DC gets the 1-0 victory on a De Rosario goal, starting to haunt his former.
And keeping pace with the Red Bulls, the Philadelphia Union, a good result for them on the road against San Jose. They controlled the run of play in the 0-0 draw, couldn't get a goal. Carlos Ruiz did not play in this one.
One more team we have to mention, that's Kansas City, who's been on a long unbeaten streak, 10 games now after they got a late draw with Chivas USA at home.
There's a little something magical about Sporting Kansas City ever since they moved into Livestrong Sporting Park. In this instance, they get a goal from Omar Bravo in stoppage time when you thought that Dan Kennedy and Chivas USA had done enough. 1-1 in Kansas City.
And that Bravo goal canceled out a Nick LaBroca goal. Nick LaBroca making a statement, I think, in the last couple of weeks that he wants to be on that All-Star team. And Simon, yesterday we found out the first 12 players on the All-Star roster. That was announced during the ESPN broadcast. The first 11 came out. What were your thoughts on that squad?
Well, the first 11 is a popularity contest voted by the fans, and we saw David Beckham, Landon Donovan, the usual suspects, Thierry Henry. If there is one surprise, it's midfielder Jack Jewsbury getting selected here. 30 years old in his 9th season in the league. He's never sniffed an All-Star game. But with the support that the Portland Timbers have had this year, maybe not so much of a surprise.
All right, one last player we found out, and that was the 12th player to go into the pool that Hans Backe will have to choose from on July 27th when he picks his roster for Manchester United, and that's Sporting Kansas City defender Matt Besler. He won the text vote, so he is now also part of that pool. We know 20 players left to pick for that. Simon, We've talked about a lot of things. We haven't even mentioned the World Football Challenge that starts this week. U.S. Open Cup games going on this week. Check out Extra Time Radio later today. You can get it on iTunes or Buzzsprout. We'll cover all of that and more, and we'll be back on The Daily tomorrow.